It took me 6 months to find, no, longer than that, like almost a year to get an intro. Hey, Liberty. Go Bills. Who's excited for football weekend? Thanks, Beatlemaniac. Well, when Kate and everybody said, hey, Ava, introduced me to Canva, I did not know how I've missed that all my life. But yeah, so, and I started playing around with it, and it's actually a lot of fun. Hey, The Scoop with Barb, good to see you. So I've had, my voice has been kind of shot. Yesterday, like I just woke up and I was like squeaking like I was a little kid going through like puberty or something. So bear with me. I'll do the best I can. But it is amazing. I was like, wow, this is cool. All right, awesome, Beetle. Guys, my hair is so greasy. Like, I'm trying not to wash it every day, which is fine, but by every other day, I just can't do it, y'all. I have to wash it. I know they say you're only supposed to wash it like every few days, but if you guys have a trick that makes it not greasy, then tell me, because by day like 3, I'm going crazy and I have to wash it. Sorry, that was just off topic, but we are going to talk about dry shampoo. I'll try that, Ava. I'll try that. Applesauce mask. Hey, cool gamer. Applesauce mask. So I'm actually Ava, that's not a bad idea, because that would probably cut down on what I feel is greasy, because it actually brings more shine when I don't wash it every day, but it's just in my own personal, like, you just feel weird. So we are going to talk about Anna Welshe tonight, but I just saw an update with the Idaho 4 case, and I want to talk about that for a couple minutes. This might not be an update, and y'all have already probably seen it. Obviously, we know yesterday Brian went to court. At first, I thought that he had some razor injuries, like somebody had attacked him, but after some people were like, well, it's actually probably like the razors in jail are really, really bad, so he probably cut his face shaving. Idiot. Sorry. But in my mind, it brought me a little bit of comfort to think he might have actually like been attacked. I know that's horrible, but let's be real. So he has, for my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, he has waived the preliminary hearing, correct? So he waived the preliminary hearing, which means, no, waived the plea. How does that go? Let me look up that little diagram I had, because I think I'm saying it wrong. He waived the opportunity to plea, so now he'll go to like the preliminary hearing, if correct, and then they'll have to prove that it's worth. Okay, so yes, I was right. He waived his preliminary hearing. So now the prosecution has to put on a mini trial according to this diagram. Thank you. Waive the speedy part, Liberty. Waive the speedy part. So now the prosecution will have to do like a mini trial and basically decide if there's probable cause to take it to further. So that's not going to be due until June 26th. So that's a while. Everyone now is awaiting the March 1st release. Some people say it might be before that, of the arrest warrant. However, remember, I said, I think we're starting to see old Brian kick into gear here, because I did not believe, I had thought the whole time that this was his plan, that he had thought some of this through, because I feel like even if he knows he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life, he doesn't care, because it's like the game. How far can I go? How far can I go? How much more can I get away with? How much more can I screw with the family? All of that kind of stuff. Well, he just asked, I'm just seeing this, so somebody correct me if you've seen it. Inside Edition says, as of today, that he wants all drug tests as well as all types of testing performed in this case, procedures, reagents, and or solvents used in testing, comparative analysis performed, and a number of experiments performed in each test. He wants all the results handed over. I told y'all. Either do I, Ava. Either do I. I had to argue. You gotta. Oh my gosh! On Twitter, sometimes I get myself into such trouble because I'm just like, you guys are. Why are you pissed? I get in so much trouble. Hey, Connor. So do I, Liberty. Right now, it's a game. I think you're right because right now he's like, how far can I take this? But eventually, he's gonna realize, they have more than I think. So now we already know the lawyer wanted all of the stuff. So we've heard from Ethan's family, the last post, which can I just tell you? So there was people coming hard on, this is unbelievable. We're coming down hard on Ethan's mother on Facebook saying, well, how is her family different? Because she made the comment in that long post that Stacy posted. She posted is most beautiful. I'm telling you, that boy was blessed. He had a great family. Those, like, they are some stand-up people, you can just tell. And I mean, from what we could see, I believe they've handled this. I believe they've handled this with extreme grace. And yeah, well, people were saying, like, she said, our family is different. Okay, a normal mind would say she meant because they're triplets and because they are very close. Not all families are very close. She was simply saying they were a close family and they were triplets. Well, I'm telling you, they do, Ava. People were, and I thought, and this is what is wrong with today's world. Right here. You are attacking a woman because she's grieving her oldest son, or not oldest son, sorry, her son, over the way she worded something. Are you kidding me? Hey, Lady Sandy. They have a beautiful foundation. Those kids, his brother and sister, literally were just dropped back off at University of Idaho, which we saw her say. First off, God bless those children. And God bless that mom. Can you imagine? Ethan, the other son, Hunter, I believe he is in a fraternity. I'm not this. It might be the same one as Ethan. If it is, he's got to look over there every day, but he couldn't wait to get back. His sister, they said she was a little bit more nervous, but she, eased into it when she saw the girls and started. But this is the first time they've been back to school since this crime has occurred. So the way Ava put it's great. The foundation that they have as a family to be able to be like, oh, yeah, and people just want her gone. And to be able to be like, all right, we're going back. Please, media, if any, not that a media would watch my show, please, 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 if any of you YouTubers or anybody have any ounce of compassion in you, please, please don't approach the children. His mom said specifically, their only job right now, those two babies, and I say they're babies, okay, because they're 20. They're younger than me. They're kids. It's just to be kids. Please leave them alone. I'm so worried about that. Just please let them adapt to their new normal. Because their parents, too, have to go home. And now for them, right, they've spent the last 8 weeks poring over their other two kids. Like she said, taking walks, cards, everything's playing cards, crying together and all stuff. But now they go home to quiet. And now everything really hits for them. Yeah, please let these kids try to go on. And now Nancy Grace is there. Who knows? By the time, I'm telling you, when people find out those kids are there, I don't know. It just really bad. I cannot imagine being close triplets. Exactly. The worst thing for those kids will be to bombard them out there. I just really feel that way. Oh, that just really bothered me. Also, too, Chronicles of, what was it, Liberty? Chronicles of Olivia or To Olivia. I've not watched her channel before, but she did apparently a very amazing, I haven't watched it yet, little documentary with Kaylee's family on Kaylee. So I highly recommend watching that. I'll post it in my community post. Oh, I know, Ava. I know, Ava. Well, that's what I mean. Just to be a mom. And I got to tell you, his mom said, we spend no time being angry. Well, this is what she says. I've got to read it because I don't know that I could word things as eloquently as she does. The kids have a nephew, too. Yes, please. Of course, Liberty. Hey, Rhodey Gale. She says, let me read you her update, just the update part. For an update, anything with Ethan had, or anything we or Ethan had, is now frozen with defense. I did sense a little bit of pain in her about this, which, can you blame her? For us, it involves 2 vehicles. Now, people were flipping out about that. No, the siblings, one of the siblings, I believe it was a sister's vehicle, was at their house because they came there before police arrived. Once the police arrived, no one was allowed to take their vehicles off of there. So they have both of those vehicles, E's belongings, and a nice set of golf clubs. Now, does his parents particularly care about the actual golf clubs? No. The point is, they're Ethan's, and they want their kids' stuff. So they're frozen with defense. She says, we've met with prosecutors, handled media inquiries, hopefully respectfully, managed, grieved, talked, and continued to try and process our new normal. However, nothing has changed. Oh, I just cut that part up. No, nothing has changed. We spend no time being angry. That would be energy not well spent, and it still wouldn't change the outcome. We have to look ahead. What we have confirmed, Ethan is who he was because of our family. His foundation was unwavering. He was so loved, he didn't know any different. He was profoundly supported, and our family of 5 was different than any others and so very special. Now, I'm joking you. That's what she got attacked about for saying. She said, we did a great job. We still do a great job. What is wrong with being confident in your parents? Like, what? But anyways, she was, it was an incredible what she wrote. I thought it was amazing, and I thought they've handled everything very respectfully, but my mother's heart couldn't help hurt a little bit for her because the kids are gone now, so now they're by themselves, the parents, and now they have to figure out what their new normal looks like without the kids home. I know. Yeah, Rhodey Gill, not even joking you. Gave her crap because she dared to put our family, this line right here, Rhodey Gill, was, she put our family of 5 was different than others and so very special. Not even joking you, people all over Facebook were like, why is your family different? Because, well, for 1, they were triplets. For 2, that's just another way of saying we're really close. Not every family's close. Like, I'm like, whatever. I couldn't believe it. I was like, and people were commenting that on her post. So I'm really hoping the comments, really hoping. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. But I guess it just hit me as we're sitting here talking, the fact that I really hope media leaves the kids alone when we're there. Right. Every family is different. Look, if you've got a good family system at home, you're going to think your family's the greatest because that's what you know. Like, it's just so stupid. Hey, Risk. I know, Rhodey Gale. It's just ridiculous. Part of me thought, does Brian even really care about the defense evidence, or is it just another way to screw with people? Like, I'm sure he does, but is it just another way? I hate the thought of him having any bit of joy, and I feel like knowing that they can't have it brings him joy. But I don't know. I finally figured out what the difference between a sociopath and a psychopath. So a sociopath, it said that they have a little bit of a conscience. They'll try to justify things, but like a psychopath believes they're justified no matter what. Like what they did was justified. I was like, tooth key, like, what is the deal with that? No matter what in these situations. Oh, for sure, Ava, for sure. And I think that's one of the reasons she's, stepped back. It is full of a lot of hateful people. And now I got to read you guys something that I saw on Twitter today. It apparently was posted in a group. And the reason I'm reading it is because, oh, that makes sense, Ava. That's a really good way to think of it. Oh, first off, too, those documents I posted the other day, Liberty helped me figure it out because I did not know when it said what, like, the flags of the case were that Brian had an outstanding protection order and stuff. Liberty told me, and she's right, that is actually because of the victims. So all of the victims, including Dylan and Bethany, have protection orders out against Brian. I think that's just standard. I wish that the children, I wish they had protection orders for media, but I know you can't really do that. But so here's a Twitter post I saw today. Can't make this stuff up. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's like killing me. Let me make sure it's okay. You can see it. Yes, please slap the DNA on the thumbs up. Okay. I'm posting anonymously because Brian is my family, and you people in this group act like vultures and rabid raccoons. Brian is innocent, and you will see he has been framed by his drug partner friend, the security guard from the university. He's the first criminal to say this. They were doing drugs together in the parking lot as they had done numerous times, but when security guards started acting like a peeping Tom outside the girl's window, Brian left the security guard and drove back to his apartment. The reason the phone was off is because the battery was flat and security guard was using the car charger. Brian put his phone on charge when he left the parking lot, and he switched it back on when he was near to his apartment, because that's how long it took to get a charge going. Brian's knife was in the car, and security guard was holding it because he has used it to chop the cocaine lines. Yes, I said cocaine because Brian stopped heroin years back and substituted the drug with cocaine. He has tried so hard to stop everything, but he's an addict and he has bad migraines. So cocaine actually helps him. He had no idea the security guard was going to do what he did, and he just wanted to teach the security guard a lesson by leaving him behind. Brian actually feels terrible that he left this maniac behind, but it's not his fault. You people need to stop with these singing videos and funny pictures. It's definitely a really stupid. I know, Risk. Hey, Ryan. I mean, y'all, look, stranger things have happened. Have people been framed? Absolutely. But do I believe that Brian was framed in this case? No. Do I believe that that's a true family member? I don't. All right. The only reason I believe that they got that whole security guard thing was because Brian used to be a security guard before he moved to Idaho until like July of 2021. But it doesn't even make sense. Like, it's just stupid. But people are buying it. Like, legit buying it. And hey, if it comes back that is a true story, look, I will sit here and publicly apologize to everybody, but I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. So I think Brian, at the end of the day, does not realize how much they have. I think that they have some pretty big bombshells in this case. I will say that Ava, show us the brows. I will say that they did, that apparently the town does not like Nancy Grace, because there's been several signs that are like, go home, Nancy, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is kind of weird that, like, okay, the threat is over and Brian's in prison, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to go out now. So they're not very welcoming to Nancy, so I doubt Nancy's going to be staying there for too long. And one other thing I want to address, I heard it said that why weren't the true creators, talking about like the time frame and how it would have been physically impossible for Brian to be driving at 4:04, and like how the crime couldn't physically happen because there wasn't enough time. Well, if you haven't, that people have done, I can't remember who it was, like 3D animations, it's actually plenty of time to stab somebody in the way that he did. It's plenty of time. And when an affidavit like that says approximately, it's approximately. Like, he wasn't, they're going off of what Dylan's story and what video footage shows. Okay, they might be a minute or two off. Like, time, yes, time is definitely something you have to think about, but to me it's like, once you've established that yes, this could be done, yes, you can be killed in that amount of time, it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that, like, it's just. And when we talk about the case, do we speculate? We do, respectfully. I mean, isn't that what true crime is? It's just so funny. No, I don't. I'm not going to. The time thing is odd, but when I saw that video of that 3D image of animation of how it could happen in the time frame it did make sense. And I think we're just thinking, I think about it too much, like this slow, really slow process, but I don't think it was as slow as I think, at least not with the two girls upstairs, are my thoughts on it. I think the two girls upstairs were pretty quick, in my opinion. So we really don't know for sure yet what happened in that house. Inside that house, we're going on Dylan's story. I think that we'll get a better idea when it goes to trial and things come out. But I also, do you guys think, before we move on to Anna's case, do you think he will let it go all the way to trial? Like, I don't know. Do you think he's going to let it go to trial? Because once it does, right, he can be sentenced to death. Like, can he change at any point? Can he say, nah, I'm guilty, I want to plead guilty? Although, for somebody like him, he might want it to go trial. He might want it to go trial. Oh my gosh, let me talk. Hey, Amber, happy anniversary. I just wondered if you do think so, Ava? Yeah, I bet you he lets it go to trial because he wants all the gruesome details to get out. And I wonder if because of that, the judge will not let it be public. I really wonder, out of respect for the families and stuff. I watched Maddie's dad, or I read an article about him. Yeah, Lady Sandy, I agree. It was so sad. He said he couldn't even read. Hey, Kathy Joe. Kathy Joe, she's so funny. Maddie's dad said he can't even. Oh, wow, Ava. He can't even finish the affidavit that he got like so far, and he just started breaking down. He just couldn't do it. And I thought, oh my goodness, these poor people. Let's just hope the media leaves those kids. They do want it public, Ava? Wow. Hey, whatever they want. And I'm sure the judge will probably put a lot of that into consideration of what they want. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's just a really sensitive. I don't know. We will see. But there are people coming out of the woodwork everywhere now that know him. So we'll see. Apparently that neighbor, right, that Enon Harsh Booberry told me, is it Enon? You know I get that name messed up every time, but he said that he knows the neighbor below Brian, and they used to hang out, him and this neighbor, like Enon or whatever, and this neighbor. And I just would be like, I thought, could that be the connection? But I don't fully trust that guy either, so I don't know. We'll find out. Well, I think if the family wants it out there, I just think it's funny that he wrecked his face so bad shaving, but that's a whole other. If that's what happened. I'm sure he's in some sort of protective custody or something. I doubt he's just hanging out in general jail, but you never know. All right. Have any of you guys dove into, it is really hard to know who's credible, really hard to know who's credible in this case. Because what the other girl said, that there was a girl that just came forward, not the Tinder date, that came forward and said that she rejected him or something. And it's just like, I don't know at this point. That must, so Risk, I didn't know that, but that's what everybody is saying, that like, especially with your face, if you have like this, like the jail razors are really, really bad, but it does. But do you want to know what people were saying? That he specifically cut himself to hide the scratches. It's possible, but most scratches from November 13th would have healed over a little bit by now. So Risk, I know, I can't imagine. Jail razors suck. Oh my gosh. The Anna case, I don't know if it's Anna or Anna. I haven't listened to interviews. I've just read, and you know I'm really bad with names, but it is really sad. And her husband's name is Brian. So we've got Brian Laundrie, Brian Koberger, and now Brian Welshe. Really, Rhodey? And can I just tell you that all Brians right now are bad? Remember how we had Jack everywhere? Well, no, now it's Brian. Anna. Okay, like Frozen? Okay, that's what I wondered. Anna. This is a horrible story. So she's from, is it Serbia, I believe I read? Her family is. She came over here. She's a real estate agent for a pretty well-known firm. And let me get up the other. She disappeared January 1st. And her husband is in jail. What am I doing here? Oh, yeah, sharing this. Okay. Her husband is in jail on misleading the police because naturally he is feeding them a BS, and said that she went to the airport to go to DC for work because she frequently went to work at 6 or 7 a.m. He claims they had a friend over that evening named Jem, and that the friend left around, here, I'll just read it. At approximately January 4th. No, this is right. Okay. January 4th, missing persons was actually called in first by her workplace, later on by her husband. I personally believe her husband only called it in because he got wind that the work called it in. Now, this is, they said, like 20 minutes from Massachusetts or 20 miles from Boston. Chief Justice Cushing investigators interviewed Welshe multiple times in relation to the disappearance of his wife. Welshe was asked specifically to provide a timeline for the days of January 1st and January 2nd, and did so on multiple occasions. Welshe related he had New Year's Eve dinner with a friend, Jem, which he and Anna hosted at their home. Jem arrived at 8:30 and left around 1 or 1:30. Welshe related that he and Anna went to bed shortly after Jem left. Walsh further related, Anna told him she had a work emergency and needed to fly back to D.C. in the morning. Walsh related Anna got ready and kissed him goodbye and told him to go back to sleep. Anna will usually take an Uber, Lyft, or taxi to the airport. Anna left between 6 and 7 a.m. Walsh and Anna have 3 children. Walsh related he got up at 7 a.m. and made breakfast for the boys. In the afternoon, a babysitter arrived at the house, and Walsh left to run errands. I can't see that, for his mom, I think that says. Walsh went to Shaw's to get OJ and milk, then came back home. He left again about something that I know it says his mother who lives, she says where he lives. Walsh did something, his phone, so he did not GPS. Walsh related he drove to his mother's house via whatever route he did. We're going to skip that part. Within about 15 minutes of arriving to his mother's condo, he left to run errands for his mother at Whole Foods and CVS in Swampscott to get groceries and cleaning wipes. Walsh then went back to his mother's condo and then arrived home to Cohasset at about 8 p.m. Walsh related one of the boys must have taken his phone and lost his phone during New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Walsh related on Monday, January 2nd, 2023, his cell phone was found under his pillow. Walsh related on Monday, January 2nd, he took blank for ice cream while his babysitter watched blank, and Walsh took blank to get chocolate shake in Norwell. So on January 6th, a massive search included K-9 officers, and they mentioned all the teams. The search resumed on the morning of January 7th. That afternoon, at least 6 investigators were tasked to driving the North Shore area of Massachusetts to verify Walsh's route of travel and verify his visits to establishments like Whole Foods and CVS. Multiple investigators spent multiple hours in the afternoon, evening, traveling and reviewing video. Walsh was not observed on video from Whole Foods or CVS in the time frame that he was stated there. Let me come back here and see what I missed. See if I missed it. She reported to DC police. Yep. Yeah, so back in 2018, I just read that, Rhody Gale. She had reported that he was going to kill her, and case was closed. Forgot his phone. Okay. Happy anniversary, Sandy. That's awesome. So then, Walsh has been convicted in federal court of felony fraud by wire and is currently on pre-sentencing probation. The probation conditions include monitoring and home confinement. Walsh must request to leave from his home each week and specify the time and need for such leave. On the week beginning Sunday, January, he was on house arrest before this? January 1st, Walsh was granted leave for dropping his children off at school each day from 8 to 10:30 a.m. and picking the kids up from 3:15 to 6:45. That's a freaking long gap that he gets to be free. Among other approved leave times was 11 to 1:30 for shopping on Wednesday. Jeez. He requested on Sunday, the 1st, to travel between 3 and 9 to drop off his mother. Told the investigators his mother had recent cataract surgery, blah, blah, blah. He told the interviewers that his mother recovered from surgery quicker than expected and drove herself home. And then he makes up the thing. So the statements to investigators about his whereabouts on the 2nd were consistent in that he took his child for ice cream. Okay, so that means the first was what was really inconsistent. There was no school on Monday. So it does say, though, that he was seen visiting on the 2nd a Home Depot in Rockland wearing black surgical mask. What the frick is with black surgical mask? Black surgical gloves and something cash whole bunch of cash purchased. The trip was made in violation of his probation conditions during the time wasn't supposed to get his kids from school. So the data from Walsh's phone extraction showed that the device traveled to the areas of Brockton and Abington during the week of January 1st. The itinerary for Welshe's E from home does not include such towns for approved travel. Wow. So interesting. So here was the actual, so what I would gather from that was that, okay, I'm going to stop sharing that. Hey, Allie. Congratulations, Allie. So he left. So then they ended up finding in the basement, Amber, remind me if I'm correct, they ended up finding the a knife that was bloody and a hacksaw. And they also, when they searched his computer, he had searches for how to dismember a 115-pound female body, or how to get rid of a 115-pound female body, and then how to dismember a body. I would say that that's not good. So that's awesome, Allie. So I don't necessarily know yet enough about it to know what could have happened, but I think something definitely happened. And I would say that between him and her, he, like his family and stuff, like he didn't get any of his dad's inheritance because his family is like, no, this guy's a lunatic. The father didn't want him to have anything. Like, he's a sociopath. They said he's a sociopath. He's very violent, physically aggressive. I haven't looked into the life insurance policy. I haven't seen that yet, but I think she was scared to death of him. But they've done some pretty substantial searches, and they said based on their evidence that they have so far, it would lead them to believe that she is deceased. And so that it's no longer like a, I guess like a rescue missing persons or something like that. It's more of like they're looking for a body now. Because her phone did ping. Let me look up. Her phone pinged. Let's see. Whoops. There's a really good timeline that I saw. Okay, here it is. So she's 39. I forgot to mention that. They have 3 kids together. Obviously, she's in a wealthy Boston suburb. So it says, here's a better timeline. He said she took a rideshare, Uber, or a Lyft. There's no record of any of that. And this is what it is. Anna's phone connected to cell phone tower for the last time at 3:14 a.m. January 2nd within a quarter mile of the area of Reservoir Road, which is 0.7 miles from the family's home. Her phone was then turned off, the log says. Interesting. Oh, he was wearing a surgical mask and gloves and bought $450 worth of goods, including cleaning supplies, mops, and tape. The head of security for Welshe's employer, Tishman Speyer, called the police around 11:45 January 4th to request a well-being check, reporting that her car was in Washington, that she was last seen days earlier, and that the company had contacted her husband, who had not filed a missing persons report. Wait, what? Time out a second. Am I reading that right? Did they just say that her car was found in Washington? Yep, Ava, right? Yeah, he said best wishes, but that's it. So I must be reading that wrong. says the employer said her car was called to request a well-being check, reporting that her car was in Washington, that she was last seen days earlier, and that the company had contacted her husband, who had not filed a missing persons report. Weird. At a news conference, Chief William Quigley said Welshe's husband, family, and friends had been fully cooperative. On January 6th, the Welshe's former residence on Jerusalem Road caught fire. 4 occupants, 3 adults, and a young child escaped before first responders arrived and were uninjured. How did I miss that part? The cause of the fire, investigators and local officials identified the cause as some damage to piping that was connected to a natural gas fireplace insert and was determined accidental. Yeah. I think so, Ava. Oh, okay, Sandy, that's right, because they said she goes there often. That's insane. Wow. So you've got a guy already on basically monitored for financial fraud. That's not going to end well at all. I know, right? Weird coincidence. So this is kind of just like, I wanted to intro this case a little bit. Don't let me forget, there's one more thing I have to tell you about Brian. But I think, mark my words, y'all, this case is about to pick up a ton of steam. I'm really surprised it's not being talked about more, but hey, Lucia. Oh, absolutely, Ava, absolutely. I can't for the life of me, though, and now that I know Rhody Gal's so safe, I'm gonna like email her and stuff. I can't for the life of me figure out. I mean, obviously, we know that he did something to her, but can somebody please explain to me why these killers keep wearing surgical gloves? Like, what happened to standard old horror movie gloves, winter gloves? Why do they keep using, hey, Zoomer Mom, surgical gloves? Brian Koberger, surgical gloves. Like, I don't understand it. Is there something about cleaning with surgical gloves that are better than regular gloves? Or, like, I'm going to wash the sink gloves? Like, I guess why would you go into a Home Depot? Hey, Gen 8. I don't know, Lucia. I'm thinking, like, what was the guy? Like, Michael Meyer gloves. Didn't he have gloves? Gloves. Leather gloves. Like, I guess it's just what these people think walking in with surgical gloves. Yeah, that's possible, Ava. We'll just call them horror movie gloves because Lucia, I used to watch them all the time when I was a kid. My mom loved them. I can't believe I watched them, but I loved them too. And now I'm just a big baby, but probably because I do true crime and I'm already horrified enough. So what he could have done with her, I don't really know. I think he's going to jail for a long time, but he's also really tricky, I think, just like, but a lot, I don't know. Oh, I have to remember what I was going to say about Brian because it was really important and it just slipped my mind. It's going to bother me so much. So we've already talked about he wants all the testing that's been done. I remember. Oh, Ava, yeah. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Work gloves, Zoomer Mom. That's what I was thinking of. Did you guys see? It just slipped my mind. I've got to write things down immediately. That Brian asked, or he's requested, what is the word? What did he request for, a co-defendant or something? What did he ask? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Ava, you have to know what I'm talking about. You know all this stuff. Now, not Brian, Ava's Brian. I got to specify now because there's 3 psychopathic Brians. We have Laundrie, we have Koberger, and now we have Welshe. Koberger, he asked for a co-defendant. What is a co-defendant? Like, is that meaning he's insinuating some other, like, so in my non-educated, non-law brain, I would think co-defendant meaning somebody else was with him. Oh, Amber, he's asked for all of the drug testing, every test. Oh, if someone else was arrested. So he's now asked that? Oh, so he's now asked that twice. So one thing I will notice about Brian is I do think he had this planned out. I think this court part has been planned. I think he's at least, maybe he's not smart, but he's at least got a little bit of knowledge to know he's probably not going to just completely get away with it, although I think he had thought he would. I think for him it was more of how long can I get away with it? But now he's just really pushing that home. But yeah, Amber, he asked for any test that was given. He wants the results of all of them. I got to tell you, I feel like he's kind of running the show. They've also, okay, so here's some other thing. Koberger and his defense team also filed a request for discovery this week, asking, among other things, for information about, about a co-defendant in the case. So I see what you're saying, Ava. I get you. So he's saying he wants to know if there is one. Basically, hey, Cheryl, did they include Bethany now, Allie? She was in the protection order, so she was in the protection part of that against him, but not in that. Let me go see where that, actually, I can pull it right up from Allie's. I'll pull that up here in case somebody hasn't seen it. Oh, that's good. Oh, we just need to pray for all these kids because they all went back to school, and I'm telling you, the media, us YouTubers, can be just horrible. Oh, God. Hang with me, guys. Don't leave me. Hold on. I got to message it to my other. Oh, you've probably all seen it. I posted on my community post. So in my opinion, though, no. Does anyone know who J-E-K and J-A-K are? There you go. I'm going to forward this over so we can look at it. Absolutely, Ava. Absolutely, Ava. Ava, you got to come up here next week because you just have a lot of knowledge of this case. A lot of knowledge, and I enjoy listening, probably more so than I do. You have a lot of knowledge of this. Okay, so this is what they're talking about. This is like the case summary in the county magistrate court. So I'll share this really quick. You got to come up here. I'm going to do a big open panel, I think Monday. I got to talk to Kate and see what night she's free. And I definitely want you to come up here. Okay, so here is the case summary. We've all seen it. So this is what they're referring to if you haven't seen it yet. So this scared me when it said no contact order, and that's when like Liberty explained to me it's the victims. So one thing this helped me with is a lot of this stuff that was issued that even I flipped out about was actually issued before he got arrested. So down here, we're talking about, this is the no contact order. So J-E-K and J-A-K, we're just not sure who it is. B-M and K-C. Okay, why can I not think? BM. It's gotta be like Maddie's parents. Because then you have all the Kaylee's parents and stuff. Bethany, KL, and SL. I don't know who that is either. These are the Chapins or Chapins, I think it's. I don't know who some of those are. Yeah, sure, absolutely, Ava. BM is Bethany. Who's BF then? I wondered if the J's were Jack. But I don't think so. Duh. Duh, duh, duh. Kernoodle. Jasmine, Kernoodle. I don't know who the other J is for Kernoodle, but it must be Xana's family. That makes more sense. And so he requested the discovery on January 10th. Now, I will say everything that we've seen has been Brian has requested this. Brian has requested this. Now, this very well might be his lawyer requesting these things. But that is Jeff. That makes sense. Thanks, Ava. But I do believe that Brian is doing a lot of the, like, he's way too, yeah, BM, I don't know. That's got to be her family. He's way too narcissistic that he knows everything to let his lawyer completely run the show. I guarantee you half the stuff is coming from him. I really feel that way based on what people have said about him, professors, everything. And then somebody said that, and this is not, well, okay, look, I can't say whether it's true or not, but I do not believe it's true. There was the theory that Xana's mom was dealing drugs to Brian, and that's why he did what he did. I don't think that at all. I don't at all. I've eliminated one day in that span. MC. That's a good question. Oh, his sister, Ethan's sister. You know, and I don't think, and so I was wrong too, because, well, I don't know for sure if I was wrong or not. I still do feel that it might have been during that week span there. I don't know if all the kids went home for the summer or where they all lived in the summer. We know that Ethan went to the lake house for a lot of the summer and that Xana spent a couple weeks there with him. We know that Kaylee was at a job, and I believe Maddie was as well. Both worked in the summertime. I don't know when because the Mad Greek seems to be what everybody comes back to, even myself. But I don't know when they started back to work. That's the thing. We do see the body cam on August 16th. I didn't think that was like super revelation. When I watched it, I thought that I just watched it for the first time the other night. I think that they were telling people to be quiet or whatever. And I didn't think that was huge. That was the first day they all got back together and had a party. I don't know why the kid had zip ties on his wrists, but whatever. One day they had a huge Mexican picnic. I can tell you that much. But other than that, I don't know. You know, the only other thing I can think of is that Brian knows somebody over there. Oh, absolutely not, Ava. Oh, Ava, okay. And yeah, for sure, don't, by all means. The only other thing I could think of was, did he have a friend over there? But I gotta tell you, that guy doesn't seem like he had a lot of friends. I think he was an extrovert, but didn't have a lot of friends because he very much loved himself. Okay. What do you think of the DoorDash? Not time-wise. I don't care about the timing. That doesn't mean much to me because it just doesn't. What? Who bought it? It says Xana's name specifically. If it was him, there would have been a credit card or some sort of I would have thought that would have been in the affidavit. Jen. um, I'm trying to, I don't think he bought it, but I don't, and so we're saying that Xana didn't buy it. Exactly, Ava. We're saying that Xana didn't, well, not were, but I mean, people have said, well, Xana couldn't have bought it because it's not on her Venmo. So I know that, they used Venmo for a lot, but there are other ways to pay. Well, can you pay for DoorDash with Venmo? Wouldn't she just use a regular credit card? So they might know who did it. It might have been her. Yeah, I just realized you wouldn't DoorDash it. I don't think you'd Venmo a DoorDash. Because I think that's what people were looking for. Evidence of, like, when I know, because, like Ethan, we saw he paid somebody for Domino's. Well, yeah, but he probably was paying somebody back. So that's what I just realized. Because, yeah. Oh, there is? Oh, we're going to have to go watch that. I'm going to have to go watch that. I can't play it on here. Really, Amber? I don't know. I still feel like she probably ordered it, but I could be wrong. I mean, it would make sense if he ordered it, but I don't know. Oh, you're good, Allie. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, either way, though, at the end of the day, he was bold. So much could have gone wrong that night. That's the thing. So much could have gone wrong. I mean, obviously it went horrific, but I mean, he didn't care that much. He risked it to. Oh, wow. Really, Ava? That's crazy, guys. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that you could pay with Venmo. That's crazy. Yeah, somebody said they had a really good 48-hour special too. I hadn't checked out yet. That I'll have to check out. And I think this case will, well, maybe it won't. I keep saying I'm not gonna look at it anymore, and then I get drawn back into it, and it will die down probably, maybe. I don't know. I don't think he'll get away with it. I hope not. But I think he's going to annoy and just hurt any way he can, I think. His family, I have no idea, but people were blasting his mom's picture and stuff like that. And I just thought, what? Hey, go Bills. That's right, Tia. How you doing? And we'll cover some, it's like every day I will cover other cases, but then like something will happen and he'll do something that I'm just like, well, I got to talk about this. It is, Jen. It's impossible. I do not buy the security guard story. I think that is just so far out there. Whoever that person was claiming to be his family, it's just insane. And make sure I didn't miss any updates here. Okay. And I know he had a rap song, the whole rap thing. I get it. Oh, Richard Allen went to court today. Sorry, I just saw that. He has nothing to say. Dude, wait. Okay, side note, the judge for the Delphi tabled whether or not they will allow bond for Richard Allen till February 17th. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Are they really? Is she really gonna? Oh, I've got to look at that case. I just heard about that today, about Athene. Are they really going to let him bond out? Why would she? I guess that's just me being unbiased. Wow. Wow. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, we gotta look at this. Okay. True, Ava. You're right, Amber. And I can't just like say that because I'm biased and like, oh yeah, let the man, because I get it. So here's the thing. So this is the actual thing that Brian's attorney filed or whatever. I wonder what time that Dateline thingy starts. Okay, it says that. Oh, this is just basically a whole bunch of it. So he wants statements of co-defendant. Ow. Okay. Wow. Huh. He wants the existence of basically any possessions or custody of control of the state, the existence of which is known and available. Jeez. Any written or recorded statements by a co-defendant, a copy of defendant's prior record, if any, as is then or may become available to the prosecuting attorney, documents and tangible objects, books, papers, documents, photographs. Oh my gosh. Reports of examinations, tests. We talk about that. What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. Okay, so we basically know, though, he just wants everything. Wow. You know why he wants everything? Not just because 9 Eastern. Oh, we better go then. Not just because it's because he wants control too. I think it's because he wants to control. That's what I think. All right, let's go watch that. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but I recommend it. So I'm gonna go check that out. If we see anything bombshell, we'll have to come back on. But oh, and watch that Chronicles of Olivia documentary from Kaylee's family. It was really good. So, and yes, Ava, please email me. Thanks, guys. I'll be around this weekend. My kids all got plans, so I'll be chilling. Wow. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.